Romeo? Oh, Romeo, where art thou, Romeo? I hate that. Texted it in the group chat the other day.
First of all, let's
all the time.
welcome our 4 new players. That was sort of weak, but let's get the jerseys and let's get the pictures going first. I'm actually anxious to see what numbers these guys selected. See if someone has 103 yet. Ooh, let's stand up. Two pictures here. See, Romeo, what you get? What are we looking at?
Straight ahead. Oh, no, yeah, straight, man.
Right here. Let me see.
Boston.
Good old Ford.
What's he got? Ooh, 29.
Lowest number.
Good skill. All right. Thank you, guys.
You know, I'm probably the most opposite of him. Not athleticism versus.
Okay. Okay, so I think you guys know who all these people are. Steve, do you want to say something first?
Well, we really welcome you to Boston. We're very excited about you 4 young men, and you've been great on the court and off the court, and we're really pleased to have you here. So we're very excited.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we have Carson Edwards from Purdue University. Carson, just you can stand and bow for us. And I usually get the younger ones. Maybe I should have gone with Romeo first.
Yeah, I definitely would have said that too.
And then we have Grant Williams from University of Tennessee, Romeo Langford from Indiana University, and Tremont Waters from LSU. Any questions?
Welcome to Boston, Romeo. Given the injuries you suffered last year, how much do you feel like you were able to show the player you really are in your year at Indiana?
I felt like I was able to show some things that I'm capable of doing, but I also feel like there's also many other things that I feel like I'm good at that I also wasn't able to showcase as well, and at times during Indiana. But I'm just glad to be a Celtic right now.
This question is for Grant. Grant, what impact do you think you'll be able to have on this Celtics team early on? Because when you look at their situation, there aren't a lot of bigs that they have coming back, and you're the one, obviously, from this group that falls kind of in that category.
Well, for myself, it's really just going to be whatever it takes for us to hang the next banner here, because I'm a type of team player. It doesn't really matter what you need me to do. Just however I have to make an impact, whatever you ask me, whatever Coach Stevens needs, that's what I'll do.
This question is for Danny. What is it about these players specifically that makes you and this franchise feel that they are ideal fits for the Celtics franchise?
Well, we've watched all these guys play quite a bit, even before their college careers. And, I mean, each one of them, I could go down the list, but they all have characteristics that we love and admire. They all have been productive. Romeo, we just talked about with, his bad thumb all year, was still very, very productive as a freshman in the Big Ten. And so like every one of these guys have had great, successful college careers, and they're good people. I believe that with talking with them and background checks that we do, and talking to high school coaches and college coaches and graduate assistants and trainers and so forth, that these guys have the desire to become great, and they'll put in the work and have the focus to do what it takes to live up to the potential that they have.
Guys, I mean, you guys face each other, Grant, Tremont, in college, and both you guys in the Big Ten. You guys give kind of scouting reports on each other and what your reaction was when each other got drafted, and you guys played against them in college?
Well, I'll go last because I got to go through 2 because I play both both Tremont and Carson. So who's going first?
So I guess I'll go first. Obviously playing against Grant, like he said, he's willing to do whatever. So whatever a team needs him to do, he's willing to do, and he's pretty much great at it all. So having to go up against him, you know that he's a tough physical player that's gonna make the dirty plays, but also is very smart to make those very articulate plays that you don't necessarily think he's gonna make. And he can obviously step out, shoot the mid-range pull-up. He can hit a three here and there. He's definitely worked on that, but just overall, he's a great player.
Carson, I mean, just don't let him touch the ball. I mean, he can, when he gets the ball, I just feel like he's a threat in multiple ways, not just scoring, but passing. And I also had the opportunity to play with him before on the USA team when we went to Egypt, so I know how great of a teammate he is. And also back then, he was one of our best defenders, so he's a real great two-way player. So really just don't let him touch the ball. And I was also happy to see that he got drafted to the Celtics, just have another fellow Big Ten player and also a friend of mine.
I appreciate you guys. First off.
Carson, would you please introduce your mother and father to us also?
Oh, yeah, sure.
This is real. This isn't a prank.
Okay. Hi, this is my parents over there. Carla and James Edwards.
Stand
Mom,
up
hey,
so we can
Dad.
see. Thank
There
you.
you go. Well, yeah, playing Romeo, which we played him twice, obviously with our scouting report, everything was based around him and just making everything difficult for him. He can get to the basket whenever he wants, really can get to his spots. He can make tough shots and everything like that. So really just making it tough for him because we understood he was going to make shots. So just being able to make things as tough as possible was our main goal, but he really can do it all. So it's kind of tough to just stop him completely. And with Grant, I mean, his resume, I guess, says it for itself. I mean, he wins awards. He does everything he can. He defends well, I feel like. His athleticism, I feel like people don't mention it, but he really is athletic. He's physical. I mean, he can do a lot. So for him as well, it's a tough guard for all these guys because I've played against Trey at the CP3 camp, and I really don't feel like there's much he lacks as well. He can dribble it, he can shoot it, he can pass it, he does it all. He can defend, make it difficult. So it's a good group of guys here. So.
Well, for sure. Thanks, you guys. It makes me feel kind of weird saying everything, but we'll start with Trey. Playing past.
Start with your parents.
Sorry, my parents. Well, this is my mother, Teresa Johnson, and my father, Gilbert Williams. My brother, who's holding the camera, is Garrett Williams. He probably shouldn't stand because I'll block my dad. But when it comes to the guys, starting with Trey, playing the past 2 years, he's a really aggressive scorer, but he also is a really good facilitator as well. He's a really good, talented defender for his size especially, and people don't give him that credit. A lot of times he was Defensive Player of the Year in our league, and that's hard to do because there's a lot of talented athletes in the SEC. So he's a guy who can make an impact on the team right away because of how versatile he is on both ends of the court and how he can put the ball in the basket at an efficient level. With Carson, our whole thing was trying not let him catch it, just like Romeo said, but we know he can light it up from range, and he's a guy who's physical enough to guard but he could switch to a four-man in the league and hold his own because of how I called him a little bullet because of how stocky, how strong he is, a little linebacker or something like that. But he's a guy who I know he loves that left hand, but he can go both ways, and he's really talented offensive player. His resume speaks for itself as well. They both actually beat us, so I got to give him that credit, both Purdue and LSU. But with Romeo, I saw him playing in high school, man, and he's talented. He can score the ball at every level. So we have a great group of guys here, and it's going to be a great couple years, hopefully.
This is for Romeo and Danny. How's the thumb, and is the plan for Romeo to play in Summer League?
We haven't gotten to that yet. We'll evaluate him, have our doctors take a look at him and talk to Romeo, but we haven't had that discussion yet. We'll figure that out over the next couple of days of what the best plan for him is and his long-term health. But you asking me about my thumb? I'll wait till golf season's over to have my thumb surgically repaired. November, I think, is my surgery date. Same exact injury, actually, as Romeo had, but different
You guys have
seasons.
from Baines, right?
Yeah. Yes.
This is for both Carson and Grant. Danny, you're excellent MC. How much did you guys think that your veteran, the chemistry that you guys, both respective teams, had in getting as far as you did in the tournament? The chemistry, the advantage you had over the younger players in the tournament?
Well, with our group of guys, we just love each other so much. We knew our games. That veteran leadership and also that veteran, we had a team full of juniors and seniors that grew up with each other for 3 or 4 years. So I feel like that gave us an advantage just because we were so comfortable with each other. We knew where each other's best spots were on the court, where each one liked to catch the ball, or each one could put on the defensive end what guys can and can't do. So it definitely took us the next step. Wish we could have gone further, but someone had to beat us. So I got to my right.
Well, yeah. Honestly, our team was young in a way because only a few of us really played a lot of minutes coming into this year. But I feel like our chemistry definitely grew with just the ups and downs we had as a team. We struggled a lot early, and I feel like going through that really helped us build as a team, kind of understand personnel well with each other, and just at the same time grow accountability, just to play well for each other. So I feel like that kind of helped us a lot with going through those tough parts in the season to grow our chemistry, to I guess do a lot better and get a run towards the end of the season.
Carson, and piggybacking off of that tournament run, obviously that's when you kind of became a household name around the country. What was that experience like for you to succeed and excel at such a high level during that tournament and get so much attention during that run?
Well, it was a blessing. Obviously, like to be able to play at that level and be able to do the things I did. But I just kind of, it was cool, but it was just really trying to enjoy it all with my teammates. I feel like I struggled a lot in those 4 or 5 games going into the tournament. So just continue to stay on what I was doing, continue to do the same things to prepare for games, and just kind of seeing it work out again for me. Seeing shots go in was good. So just kind of stay with the same routine, and my teammates just kept giving me the ball, and we kind of celebrated as one for continue to win.
And then Tremont, can you just kind of encapsulate what this has been like with all 4 of you coming together kind of for the first time, and what the situation has been this morning, and getting to reacclimate each other with your relationships?
Yeah, well, obviously starting last night, I'm pretty sure we all got in about the same time, and I got a text from Grant asking if he should set up his PlayStation or Nintendo Switch, and then he texts, I don't think Romeo was in yet, but he texts Carson, and Carson kind of responded with just, hey, with the wave emoji, and then Grant was like, wait, Trey, give me a second, we're going to actually just do a group FaceTime. So we ended up group FaceTiming. We talked for a little, and we actually didn't know what to wear today, so we kind of talked about that for a little. We woke up this morning, met in the lobby, and at that point we just all hopped in the vans or trucks outside and drove over. We met with Mr. Ainge, the rest of the staff, and we're here to enjoy it. But I do have something I want to say about Carson. I didn't know who Carson was last year, but I was in a Chinese restaurant ordering, I don't know what it was. I think it was chicken wings with French fries or something. And they were actually playing Indiana. What'd you say?
From a Chinese restaurant?
Yeah, from a Chinese restaurant. I got chicken wings and French fries. So
I guess that wasn't a great Chinese restaurant, was it?
No, it wasn't. It was last resort. So
Red Auerbach could be proud.
So I was just waiting for my French fries and chicken wings to come out, and I was watching the TV, and I think they were playing Indiana, and I saw Carson drive down the left side of it was second half, I think it was overtime game. He drove down the left side of the court and took off with 1 foot.
Oh, yeah.
And then that's when I was like, this guy's different. And to be able to sit here and have the opportunity to play with him and learn from him, obviously I'm going to learn from both of these guys too, Romeo and Grant, but to be able to just learn from him and play alongside of him is definitely going to be fun. It's definitely going to be fun.
Carson, what was the height range of defenders that teams put on you to try to slow you down? Like, who was the smallest, who was the biggest?
Oh, I mean, I feel like I kind of saw it all from just kind of my whole time being at Purdue, especially like even just my latest example with Virginia, was starting off with a shorter guard and then putting DeAndre Hunter on me. Just kind of try to switch it up, get different looks, and then I guess just kind of towards the end of the game, they just started playing two people on me. So you just kind of see it all and just try to prepare for it. So.
Thanks. For Grant and Romeo. Grant, I know that you've talked about Kawhi as kind of a player you're aiming to emulate somewhat. But how do you think your inside game would translate to the next level? I know that you have an inside presence. And for Romeo, Coach Stevens, one of his strengths is the defensive presence of the team. Have you worked defensively on certain moves to say your game would translate to the next level as well? Thank you. Go first.
I'll go. I just feel like the size I have at my position and the length I have, I feel like I translate real well. Just be able to guard multiple positions, not just being one-dimensional. I can guard a 1, a 2, or a 3, and I feel like that helps with the team a lot. Just to be able to play different lineups.
Well, for myself, I don't know if I would be able to emulate Kawhi just yet, but top 3 player in the league. But yes, I love watching him play because of just how he defends and how versatile he is in his mid-range game. And for myself, I just want to keep expanding on my game and working every single day because I know I've been so used to playing interior basketball most of my entire life, and that's one of my strengths. But also adding that and learning from guys like Romeo and Carson and these guys with not only handling the ball but also knocking shots down would be nice as well to add to it. And hopefully I can teach them a few things as well.
Any final questions? Okay.